Hello everyone at home, and welcome to your virtual field trip here at the Ken Sealing Waterloo Region Museum. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about work. So I bet all of you at home probably have lots of chores that you have to do. But when we think about how much free time we have to do the fun things we like video games or drawing or maybe writing stories, we probably think we have a lot more time than people did 100 and 200 years ago. And you're probably right, because 100, 200 years ago, people did a lot of things that we don't necessarily have to do for ourselves anymore. In a lot of cases, they made their own clothes. They grew their own food and had to preserve all of their own food. They also had to build their own houses, build their own barns. So there was tons of work to be done all the time. But 100, 200 years ago, all three community groups living in this area, the First Nations, the Black settlers, and the European settlers, found ways to make work more fun. One of the best ways to do this was to work together. So for example, our First Nations communities used to gather in the summertime to do things like fishing. Right here on our site in the Schneider's Creek, First Nations would come together in the summer and they would fish together, they would grow food together, they would do all sorts of things together to make sure that their family had enough food to get them through the wintertime. Our European settlers liked to work together so much that they actually gave it a special name. They used to call it a bee. And if you think about it really hard, I bet all of you at home can guess why they called it a bee. It has to do with the insect. How many of you have ever seen a hive, either in real life or a picture of or on TV? All those busy bees working together to get something done. And for the European settlers, when they saw all those people coming together for a common goal, they thought it looked just like a busy beehive with the hum of conversation and everybody working together. So they would have quilting bees where they would make blankets, or they would have butchering bees to get food ready, or they would have a building bee to build a barn just like this one. You can see it's a massive accomplishment. And believe it or not, they would be able to put up a barn as big as this one in just one day. Pretty amazing when you think about it. The way that they would do that is by starting with a frame, kind of like the one you see on the ground beside me. They would work together to create it and then raise it up in just a day. So what I invite you to do today is to write about your busiest day. One of my favorite things to do is write stories. And I bet all of you will be able to come up with a fantastic story about what you could accomplish on your busiest day, especially if you're working with a whole bunch of other people. Have fun!